Right, welcome back to Exehaven Harbour, everybody, and we have a bit of a momentous moment. I've actually done some wiring right, he says, because it actually works. So I've got the very first point motor in. It's only taken me since 10 o'clock this morning, although I have been sidetracked a couple of times, and it's now quarter to one. It's more to do with getting everything set up, really. But yeah, so cut a long story short, there we go. It actually took me, I've wired it all up, and it took me the best part of 3/4 an hour to actually get it to work, because I wired it up, and I think what I've done, I've got the terminal connectors round the wrong way on the CDU unit. So anyway, after a lot of faffing, I'm there. So hopefully now that will speed up the process. Anyway, I'll show you the little setup I've got at the moment. This really is kind of a test rig, but will work into what I'll be doing eventually. So bear with me a second. Right, so here we are in all my wiring glory. This will be tidied up, I can assure you. But for the moment, this is what I've done. If you look down the bottom there, just there, that is my power unit that I've got from Gauge Master, and that connects up to this little thingy here. Don't ask me what it is. It came with the power plug, but basically it's so that you can wire everything in to get the power to it. So we've got two wires that come out of there into the CDU, and then we've got these three wires, and I don't know the terms. I mean, I've been reading the instructions and it's saying common this and common that. I mean, I haven't actually looked up what common means, but I think the common wire comes out of the middle, is the black wire there, but it's wired up to this switch. My great soldering, and that took some doing as well, I've got to say that, but we got there in the end. So this is actually connected to the point motor. I can't really show you, I don't think. I can't get down there. It's under there, rest assured. So we've got the green and white wire that actually goes up to the point motor, and that goes to the switch, and the black wire runs into the capacitor discharge unit, and obviously these two wires just go into the power adapter as such. So yes, so small victories for someone that doesn't know nothing about wiring, and I have watched many videos. Cheeky Tech, I think I saw Tony Northeastern, Barnabas Junction, all actually quite good ones. There's lots and lots out there, but those three in particular really did help me in kind of understanding, before I set off on this, how to sort it out. So that's where I'm at with that. So I'm going to go in now, have a lay down in a darkened room, maybe a cup of tea first. I'll show you what else I've done this morning, just so as you think, God, what has he been doing since 10 o'clock just to wire a blinking point motor in. Right, so there we go. I've made a very temporary, what would you call it? I can't remember what they call them now. Switching board. The X's are where the switches go, and it will do for now, because we don't quite know, or I don't quite know whether I'm going to have it set up here, or it'll be over here, down here somewhere, for Budley Regis, or for operational purposes it'll probably be better off on the other side. So this is a very temporary solution. I will probably do a Perspex one in the end, but that will be at the point where I actually settle. And to be fair, I think it will be over here, because this is where I'll be doing most of the operating from for the layout, and having to keep crawling under all the time to do the switching for Budley Regis Station and surrounds. So that's what we're going to do. So there we go. All of those points from over there. So that's 1, 2, 3. They're all wide. They're not wired in yet, but they will be. I've got to get a new point here. Haven't ordered it yet, but that will do. And all of these points, and obviously it's for the whole of Budley Regis Station really, and for the branch. So if you can imagine these two lines coming in on the end, that's the main line, and they go shooting off, and this is the branch into Budley Regis. So there we go. Hopefully that's of some interest to you, especially like myself, that, you know, wiring is another one of those dark arts. I read the instructions and I understand all the words, but not necessarily in the sentences they're in, but got there in the end. Right, so I'm running probably a week late with putting a video out. I've had a terrible time sorting these out. Now, at last I've got them to work. I've done 2, and it's taken me probably the best part of 2 weeks. Now, what's been very frustrating and a little annoying, there's been a few swear words going on. I actually wired it up exactly right the first time round, but it didn't work. Now, after a week of trying to get those 2 points and point motors working, I was on the verge of actually chucking the whole lot out, giving the hobby up, and just generally retiring to my lounge in defeat. But no, I don't give up on things. So what I decided to do, today's Tuesday, so really yesterday and probably a little bit of last Friday, I took it all apart. I just took the whole thing apart. I was thinking about not having point motors at the time and just thinking, well, I'll just have to do it by hand. But no, I just thought, let's start again. And I went back all over the wiring diagrams. I watched a couple of other videos again that I've been watching. Thank you, probably Cheeky Tech, Gary at Cheeky Tech, and Tony Northeastern. I don't know. I had actually done it completely right in the first place, but what I discovered was that my soldering wasn't particularly good. So the 2 switches here, one worked occasionally and one didn't work at all. Now when I picked one of them up and the connections were made, it worked, but the other one wasn't soldered together very well. So I've taken them all apart, resoldered, and lo and behold, it all works. So we're back on it again. I'll try and get a video out this Friday, so it'll be 3 weeks instead of the normal 2. I'm about to start work on the wire point there, and then I'm hoping to get those 2 done as well today, at the back there where it would be into the TMD and the fueling point and the little head shunt, I guess we'd call that. If I can, I might do another one if I can, but I'm just going to take my time and do that. I've just been sorting out the wiring so that I'm going to obviously have a little, you'd have seen previously, I've done a little board temporary affair where I can switch the points, but I've got it in some sort of semblance of order now, and I'm going to put it on some sort of board. Unfortunately the weather's not so good today, so I might have to continue because I'm going to have to cut something up outside, but I'll probably continue without actually putting it on a board, but try and keep it as neat as I can. So there we are, that's where I'm at, that's why it's taken so long. Don't give up. I mean, it was all right in the first place. There was me thinking I'd done all the wires wrong and took them all out, just sort of changed everything, and it still wouldn't work. And I think by then I just confused myself so badly that it just wasn't going to work. So yeah, so I'm going to get on with it, and I'll come back to you when I've done a few more. I'll do a running session as well for this Friday, and we'll probably call it a day there, and then I'll just continue on with the rest of the points here. There's 12 in total, so I've done 2, 10 to go. Right, okay, so we'll see you in the next segment. Right, okay, so it's taken me a little while, but sort of coming up to lunchtime now, so it's taken me the best part of 2 hours to get another point motor in. I have been doing a couple of other things in between, so it's not just that. So it's successful. It's this point here, the Y point. That's all working, so I won't show you any more now. There won't be really much more progress until I finish wiring in all of these points. Got to have a new point over there, and those points. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more points to go. So yeah, I've got the hang of it now. He says I'll probably win the ugliest solder award of the year, but needless to say, it all works, and you won't see it anyway in the end. So yeah, I've also got to work this little lot out into a little box at some point. So I can't stand I can't stand it. I think in the garage I've got some little ties that I can use, so I'll probably do that just to tie it all up and neaten it up a bit. Okay, so I think the next thing that you'll see will be a running session. I haven't got anything set up yet. I may do it this afternoon, and I may not, and I might get, if I do it this afternoon, I might get the video out for midweek this week. I've got the Class 28 back. That's all working brilliantly. Thank you, Rapido Trains, they repaired it. I know they've had a lot of trouble this year with these Class 28s, and good on them, they fixed them. I hope you make some more, if anybody's listening from Rapido, because it is such a lovely detailed model in N-gauge. I'm very pleased with it. I've got it set up on a few carriages. I mean, it's not what it will be set up for on the layout. I was only just testing it out and running it round just to make sure everything worked, give it a good running in the other day. So I may sort of set that up with the container or Conflat P wagons that I got for Christmas with my Christmas money, and then have a little rake of that running around with a passenger train of some sort, maybe the Western Pullman. I haven't run that for a while. So yeah, so very pleased. Good morning's work. Right, okay, one more thing before we go on to the track session, running session. I am currently, and if you can see there, it doesn't go too blurred, I'm actually using some N-gauge track screws. I'm slowly replacing the big ones with these. Now you can barely see them when you're standing at normal viewing distance, and I think once that track's been weathered you won't. Bit of a pig of a job to do. The screws themselves are so tiny. Let's just show you my little pot of these. If I put my finger in there, you will get some idea of how small they are. Where's my hand gone? There it is, just in there. Tiniest of tiny screws. Like I say, a bit of a swine to do, but they are very good, and I'm just putting them at different points around the track just to give it a little bit of extra security. And to be honest, I'd forgotten I had these, and then I come across them the other day. Oops, excuse me. And yeah, I thought, you know what, I'm going to give them a try. And it took a little bit of doing, but we're getting there now. So I used my little pin vise to get the hole started, and then we put the screw in from there. Very difficult in a slightly shaded light because I can't see anything. But yeah, so that's just something as a little aside that I'm doing now. Okay, so catch you later. Right, okay, so I'm going to wrap this one up. This is take 3 of the wrapping it up video, end of video sequence. Believe it or not, as soon as I start talking, or I want to try and do something a little bit different, the train starts coupling or whatever. But anyway, hopefully they'll last out for this last segment. Perhaps not the most exciting of episodes, but the trial and tribulations of, well, I won't call myself a newbie anymore, but of someone new to the hobby. The point motors, it just confused the hell out of me. Through my own doing, changing wires round, thinking this was the right way, thinking that was the right way, when all along really it was just a bit of a dodgy soldering job. But anyway, worked it out in the end. Good way to learn. Not very happy with it at the time, as I mentioned, but anyway, all is good, like I say. Hope you're enjoying the Class 28 going round with the Conflats. It's got some tankers on there, it's got some fruit vans and a tow van on the back. I've got the Class 50 going round with a rate that it probably never actually pulled, but it was 9 coaches and I wanted a bit of sound going, so that was good. So at the time of filming this, I had got 999 subscribers. And I'm sure that'll be stuck on there for some time. But yeah, I mean, great. I mean, I'm nearly there, and I guess the next time that I do a video, we're going to cross that threshold. Thanks all of you for your support, especially from my regular viewers and guys that make the comments. You've helped me along, whether through technical advice or just chivying me along and cheering me up along the way. It is a great hobby. I thoroughly enjoy it. It keeps my brain ticking over, I know that, one way or the other. But yes, thank you all for your support. Thanks for the new subscribers that have taken me up to 999. Fantastic. And I hope to be here for a long time yet. And, you know, I was a couple of weeks ago hoping to be on to doing all the, let's call them the, I don't know, the sexy bits, like the scenery and all that sort of stuff, and buildings for Buckley Regis. But I'm going to get them point motors done, so it might be a week or so. And then I can get back on there, and then we'll start looking at ballasting and perhaps painting the track. I'll get the airbrush out that I got for Christmas, which I'm looking forward to using. So yes, it's all good. I'm really pleased with the Class 28. That seems to be running really well now. But that wasn't too jerky down there. And you know, it's lovely to see the trains running around. I've got a feeling the track needs a good clean, and I'll see the the Class 50 is decoupled again, so I've only got half a weight going there now. So, but one day all of the couplings will be changed over to the Hunk couplings, the magnetic ones. So yeah, hopefully we won't get quite so much of that. I know one of the Class 50 separated. One of the couplings there is a little bit. It hangs low and loose. If it, you know, it can be a bit finicky. So anyway, thanks a lot, everyone. Hopefully 1,000 subscribers next time, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.